Hey guys, welcome to the Alo Yoga flagship store. I'm Caley Alyssa, and I'm going to be walking you through a tutorial on how to do a proper Sun Salutation A. So this is a typical vinyasa sequence in your class. If you like it, subscribe at Alo Yoga, and also give us your feedback. We really want to hear it on this YouTube channel. So let's get started. We're going to do traditional Sun Salute A, and have a block or something about the height of a block at the top of your yoga mat, because this is going to be a guide for us about how low we should go down in our Chaturanga. It's just a visual guide, so you have something to let you know when to stop lowering. A lot of newer students, when they start practicing, this Sun Salute A can be really fast and confusing, so we just kind of slop our way through it just to make it through and do the motions. But it's really important to do it correctly, because otherwise you can injure your shoulders, and we don't want that to happen at all in our yoga practice. We're going to need your shoulders for years to come. So I'm going to do two versions of the Sun Salute. One's a little bit easier, and one's a little bit more advanced. We'll start with the easy version, obviously. So I'm going to have you come up to the top of your yoga mat, bring your feet together to touch, or you can stand hips distance with your feet parallel if you're a little bit tighter in your hips or your hamstrings. So from this position, we just take a big inhale, reach both the arms up overhead, and on the exhale, we'll fold forward. So bend your knees if you need it. If you're a little tighter in your low back or your hamstrings, hands come to the mat. Now on your inhale, you'll lengthen your spine and lengthen the sides of your waist. So a lot of times in this position, people round. See if you can get some space here. Take a big breath in. And then on your exhale, just place your hands down on your yoga mat and step back into a plank position. Now, if plank is too difficult to hold, you're going to drop your knees down to your yoga mat. Either way, whether your knees are down or you're in your full plank, have your shoulders stacked right on top of your wrists. And look down at your hands. Make sure your fingers aren't turned in at all. With your fingers turned in, your shoulders turn in and collapse. We want to keep that external rotation in the shoulder girdle in order to support us and save us from injury. So the easier version, this first round, we're going to drop our knees down. Okay? You take an inhale, and on your exhale, you'll bend your elbows, and we're going to slowly just lower all the way down onto our bellies. Then I'll untuck my toes, push the tops of the feet down. I'm going to come up here into a low cobra. Take an inhale, just lift a couple of inches off the mat. And as you exhale, you release down. Now from this position, we'll push back through a child's pose, hips to heels, toes tucked. And from child's pose, we'll push into our downward facing dog, keeping a little bend in your knees, especially if you're newer to the practice. In down dog, draw your ribs and your belly in, lengthen your tailbone back. So now we'll just walk our feet all the way up to the top of the mat. And we're going to do this all over again, a little bit more of an advanced variation. On your inhale, you lengthen your spine. And as you exhale, you fold forward. Again, inhale, arms reach all the way up and overhead. And then exhale, take your hands down through prayer position at your heart center. So for the second round, I'm going to start first by breaking down the Chaturanga, and then we'll come back up to the top of the mat and put it all together. The Chaturanga is the most important and the hardest piece of this Surya A series. So I have my block here, and instead of being down on my knees, I'm going to be up in a full plank position. Now what the block is going to help me to do is, when I start to bend my elbows and lower down, I'm going to have that block as a visual next to me, and I'm only going to lower my shoulders to about the height of the block, not below the block, because then I'm really stressing my shoulder girdle, especially going from that, coming all the way into an up dog. It's no good on the shoulders. So the block or the books, whatever you got handy, is your little helper here. And then another little trick I like to teach in my vinyasa sequences for Chaturanga is that once you're in plank, if you lower down here, I'm not going to find a 90-degree angle with my elbows. So you actually have to shift forward, bringing the weight into the balls of your feet and the toes, so that then when you bend your elbows and lower down, you can find that nice 90-degree angle as opposed to this angle, right? Which is also no good on our shoulders. It's a lot of stress on the shoulder girdle. So that extra little tip of just bumping the weight forward into your toes is really crucial as well, okay? So again, if this is too much on you, drop your knees down. You don't have to keep the legs up for the Chaturanga. Drop them down anytime. Once you've got the strength built, then have the knees up. Another common thing you'll see happen in Chaturanga is this phenomenon. The hips dropping first, the belly dropping, and then the chest dropping, and then the butt lifting first, and this whole wave-like thing happening in the body. That's your indicator that we're probably not strong enough yet to do the full vinyasa. Totally fine. Get the ego out of it, drop your knees down, and build up to that point first, okay? So let's try this whole thing together, our A series with the additional Chaturanga, and then from moving into our upward facing dog. So we'll step up to the top of the mat, take a big inhale, reach your arms up, and then exhale, hands to your heart center. Okay, round 2. Inhale up. Exhale, we fold all the way forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine, so fingers can come to shins or the floor. And this time as you exhale, step back to your plank position. Now, on the inhale, shift the weight forward into the balls of the feet. On the exhale, we lower halfway down, not more than halfway, using the block as a visual. From Chaturanga, untuck your toes first. Then we inhale all the way up into up dog. And this is another important part of the vinyasa sequence is the up dog. Make sure you're not just dumping here into it with your thighs chilling on the mat, your shoulders up in your neck. We want to push into your hands, lift your belly in and up, and then gently roll the shoulders back. So your legs are really engaged as well, and your low back is supported. And then from this position, you tuck your toes under, lift your hips, and push your way back into your downward facing dog. Go ahead and drop your knees down, just take a seat for a moment. So this is a lot of information, all of these pieces together. So if you got lost, if it was too much to digest, pause, work on one little thing. Maybe you just work on first the lowering halfway. Maybe it's the shifting forward into the toes. Maybe it's staying in Chaturanga, then coming into your upward facing dog. All these little pieces you can build and put together into that A series. If you're in a public class and it's going too fast for you, you do not have to move at the pace of the class. Go slower, do your own thing. It's your practice. Any good teacher will allow you to move through that experience and to do what's right for your body, especially if you're not feeling like the full Chaturanga sequence is good for you. So hopefully this was helpful. We have a ton more tips at Alo Yoga's YouTube channel, so go and check it. If you guys like it, we'd love to hear your feedback, and we'll see you right back here next time. Thanks, guys.